Hello everyone, this is Bobbin Threadbare, and welcome back to The Witcher 3. So, where we last left off, we were considering killing a king. Making the world a better place.
Who's there?
Witcher Geralt.
Get in here. Boss awaits upstairs. Will you bloody tell us what this is about?
Just as soon as Geralt arrives. Should he arrive?
If you won't plow and talk, least you can do is pour around. Bloody suspense has made my throat dry. Oh.
Oh, he's doing the knife hand game. Looks like he's actually pretty good at it. He's whistling while he does it too.
Witcher, at last. Now we're all present.
Run up the fucking creek. Why have you summoned us? Radovid's on his ship. We'll not get to him there, I've told you.
Stop it! I've an idea how to draw him onto dry land. But all in due course. Let's start by confessing our sins. I let Philippa Eilhart in on our plan. Mea culpa.
Bravo. Bloody bravo.
Now, it's not a disaster. The Lady Sorceress is highly unlikely to warn the brat. What's more, she's willing to help us kill him. Naturally, it's nothing I'll ever agree to. But Phil, she's inspired me. Call her my muse.
Inspired you to do what?
Patience. We've yet to get to the substance of the matter. Geralt, do I recall correctly that Radovid's hired you to find Philippa?
You're nosy. Starting to piss me off, you know?
I know. Forgive me, it comes with the job.
No, you're not a spy anymore. Remember? Chose the life of a criminal.
No, that choice was made for me. Philippa forced me to flee Redania. Radovid prevented me from returning.
Dijkstra, infernally sad story. Really fucking tugs at the heartstrings. But do you mind getting back to the matter at hand?
Yes, right. Geralt, be so kind as to answer the question. Did he give you the contract or not?
Only thing I've found is her hideout. What's your point?
We can use Philippa without involving her, provided you help. Radovid expects you to report to him, bring him information about her. All you need to do is mention her name, intimate that you've a lead, you're on her trail.
Oh, he'll swallow that. Hook, line, sinker, and a good bit of the rod as well.
Let's say Radovid bites, believes me, and none of that's a given. What then?
You'll tell him you've found Philippa's hideout, somewhere where we can easily set a trap and ambush. Suggestions?
Bridge to Temple Isle. Built up both sides. Lots of nooks, gates. Easy to block off from the rest of the city.
Good idea. I'll divide my men, post half on one end, other half on the other, by the gate. And in the middle, Ves, with a well-oiled crossbow.
You see, Geralt, all we ask is that you invite Radovid out for a stroll, bring him to the bridge. We'll take care of the rest. So what'll it be?
There's no way it's going to be that easy, but even so, Radovid does need to die.
I'm in. But once it's done, what then? There'll be an uproar in the city. Panic, maybe. Need a place where we can wait it out.
Thought of that already. Remember Madame Irina's theatre? Abandoned now, not a soul looks in there. Tala and I will await you there.
Await us? Unwilling to risk your own necks?
Not the point. Dijkstra and I have many cocksucking virtues, but fighting ability's just not one of them. Not as fit for that as we are for a bleeding beauty pageant.
Don't worry, Geralt. My people are battle-hardened. They'll manage. You just bring them the king.
Do what I can. Where's his ship moored these days?
Just round the corner in Novigrad's port. And for your sake, I hope he's in a good mood when you look in on him.
Alright, so that was an owl hooting I heard.
My lads will make sure of that.
Guards round the temple, what about them? Won't they bloody congregate when they see the fighting?
If they're paid a tidy sum, they won't.
So yeah, Philippa's been hearing all of this. As expected.
Philippa? What the hell are you doing here?
Geralt, don't ask questions you know the answers to. It makes you look stupid. Eavesdropping on your conversation, naturally, with a good deal of interest, and a measure of wonder.
Mind telling me what you found puzzling?
Your naivety. Do you honestly believe Radovid will fall for such a crude ruse?
Might be tough to trick, but I think I'll manage.
I hope you take a more serious approach to confronting the Wild Hunt, provided, of course, you survive long enough to undertake it.
Philippa, why even tell me this? Concerned about me that much?
Not at all. It's because I think it vital that Radovid die. You don't want my help, more's the pity, but I shall do what I can to make certain you don't fuck it up. Here, take this.
A ring. Redanian eagle etched in the ruby.
It belonged to Vizimir, Radovid's father. Hand him that, and he may believe you captured me. He might even choose to trust you.
What's the catch?
There is none.
Philippa, I know you too damn well. Always got a plan. Always got at least 2 irons in the fire.
This time I shall be content with one. Radovid's head planted at its end. Good luck, Geralt. You'll need it.
I mean, I can kind of understand. He is the reason why she has no eyes anymore. Why she has to see through some magical cloth.
Help protect Ciri from the Wild Hunt, and the Emperor will grant you amnesty.
I hope we can trust you.
You can.
What of Fringilla?
That I don't know, but I shall take it up with him.
You barely said hello and you're already plotting something.
It's clearly in our nature.
I hear right. You convinced the Emperor to pardon them?
Provided they help us defend Ciri.
Got a hard time believing Emperor'd go in for a deal like that.
If you can't believe it, don't. I don't need you to.
Bit about Fringilla. What was that? Triss told me you couldn't contact her.
Perhaps because she sits in the Emperor's dungeon, chained in Dimeritium. At least that's what Rita implied.
Take it the Emperor forgot to tell you about this.
I don't like it. That was not our deal. When it's all over, I'll need to have a candid discussion with the Emperor. Come. They're all waiting for us.
Well, while they're waiting for us, I do also have an emperor to deal with. And apparently he's moved from Oxenfort into the city proper, Novigrad proper. It's probably his ship right there. But yeah, if you leave things well enough alone, Radovid is the one to basically claim Novigrad. Mostly through religious imperialism, shall we say? Sort of allies himself with the Church of the Eternal Fire and uses that as leverage to get his way in the city. It's already mostly done by the time we get here.
Witcher Geralt, what do you want?
An audience. Got new information about Philippa Eilhart.
I'll need your weapons. Now follow me. Your Majesty, the Witcher, with news of Philippa Eilhart.
I hope you brought something better than magic crystals this time.
I know where she is.
Perhaps. Or perhaps you seek to trick me, like the others.
What others?
You see, a rumor went around that I generously reward any who bring information about Isleheart. There's no shortage of the greedy and the stupid, so a queue quickly formed at the gangway to the ship. The first aboard was a hunter. Brought me a dead owl with no eyes. He thought I'd believe it, shower him with gold. I had him blinded, then thrown overboard with a stone tied round his neck. The second was the postmaster from Oxenfurt. Claimed to have a letter she'd penned. It was forged, of course. I had his fingers cut off. He'll never write again. Oh, and I took his tongue. The spoken lie is just as reprehensible. Needless to say, the rest of the queue dispersed quickly.
I'm a professional. Got a reputation to uphold. Be stupid of me to come to you empty-handed.
My father's ring. Philippa used it to stamp her decrees, then distribute them as the word of the king. Where is she?
Under your nose, sire. In Novigrad. In a house on the bridge leading to Temple Isle.
Why haven't you brought her to me?
Gotta capture someone to take them anywhere. All I did was track her down, then stole this ring as proof that I had.
Do you fear her?
No. You want to kill her yourself. With your own hands. I know this.
You shall come with me. Hubrecht, gather the men.
How many, sire?
All of them.
Of course he wouldn't make it that easy. Of all his traits, his paranoia is the one that works out the best for him.
Well, where is she? Where is Philippa?
Like I said, house on the bridge, closer to the other end.
Close off this end. We need no guests, no innocent bystanders, or witnesses. Damian, Duke, Egbert, Freak, Caspar. You shall stay here, secure the rear, and kill the Witcher.
You don't know where Philippa's hiding. Not exactly, without me.
Fret not. We'll manage. Naturally, it would be easier with your help, but you irritate me. You know too much. You impede me too often. And I find your arrogance an annoyance. I've had men killed for less. Follow me.
Any last words? Oh, fuck!
Free the Witcher, then Radovid. Hang on, guys. On our way. All right.
Thanks for your help.
Plan's gone to hell. So be it. We'll improvise. Follow me, Geralt. We must get to Radovid before reinforcements arrive.
Oh, there are my swords.
Shut up and fight.
Alright, but like he said, we're in a hurry. Got places to be, so no real need to kill everyone along our way. That being said, resistance isn't quite as much as I had feared. Oh, this is gonna be a bit troublesome, though. Whole wall of shieldmen.
Too late to surrender.
Whirlwind attack does wonders, though. Alright, looks like the king is behind this barricade here, but it's not going down with an art sign. Igni isn't working either.
One of a matter for you, I'll find you. Greetings, Bill.
Am I? No. Does the game want me to go back and kill that one last dude I ran past? Well, I'll tell you what happened. It was a bug. Because even after I killed that last guy I ran past up and down and nothing happened,
Open up! I command you to open the door!
You needed merely to ask. That settles the score. And that was from the heart. Forgive me. I could not deny myself the pleasure.
How did she? Where? Why? How the fuck?
Eavesdropped on us, back at the warehouse.
What? And you didn't think it worth mentioning?
Lads, the time to discuss this is later. Radovid is dead. It matters not by whose hand. Mission accomplished. Now let's get the hell away. Place will be thick with Redanians in minutes.
Let's go.
she makes a good point. Philippa was a surprise, but not an unpleasant one.
Well, what? Is it done?
It's done. Though all did not go according to plan. More on that later. First, a stiff drink and a toast. The North. Temeria.
Temeria!
Bloody Temeria!
Sure this isn't premature? Radovid's dead, but it's a long way from that to a free Temeria. War's not over, not even close.
You're mistaken. Tomorrow at noon, the commander of Army Group Center will sign a truce in Emir's name. A truce whose wording we agreed with Dijkstra.
So back there in Velen, when the trolls nabbed you?
Yes, I was returning from the last round of talks. Emir will keep Edion and Lyria, but in exchange for Radovid's head and a stop to guerrilla activities, he will withdraw from Temeria.
Which will become the Empire's vassal state.
Self-ruled internally, with its own courts, administrative structures and army. The silver lilies will bloom neath the rays of the great sun. So I say were I a poet. But I'm not, so all I'll say is there was no other fucking way.
Roach, you? In league with Nilfgaard?
I'm prepared to do anything for Temeria. Even haul myself out.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. That but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here.
Macbeth.
What's that?
Vakmeth, Act 1, Scene 7. Always wanted to play that. Never cast as anything but a halberdier. Geralt, what Tala told you, put it out of your mind. There will be no truce with Nilfgaard. Redania, under my enlightened rule, will fight on until it wins. And when it does, it will unite all the North, including Temeria.
What? How? This is not what we Plough agreed.
True. Instead, we insisted on one realm's questionable sovereignty, and to recover it, we gave Emhyr virtually all the North's other kingdoms. It was not a wise arrangement. So, no deal.
You two-faced Whoreson. I will not allow this.
Actually, you, Roach, should be the first to understand I've no choice.
Why the hell would I understand?
Because you too are a patriot. Geralt, this doesn't concern you. You may go. Fare thee well on your path, or whatnot.
Can't let you kill them, Dijkstra.
Oh, hard luck. Then you'll die with them. Kill them all.
Well, that's the problem when the Secret Service of two different nations works together. Everybody believes in the same thing, but they believe it in a different context. And that context means everything. Man, instant death on Dijkstra. One stab through the side.
Bloody hell! Bugger me sideways!
That was close. Very close.
It's hardly over. The envoy, due to meet the Nilfgaardians tomorrow. No doubt Dijkstra ordered him killed. We'll need to protect him.
Sorry, you're on your own.
You've had your fill of politics, I understand. Once it's over, come to Vizima. You'll be received with honors. Farewell, Wolf.
So as you might guess, there are two ways that could have gone. And I will say that both of them are generally positive outcomes. Whether you side with Dijkstra or the Temerians, killing Radovid is always a good thing. And Dijkstra will lead Redania to victory and to a new high point in the nation's history. Whereas letting him die, allying with the Temerians, allows Temeria to become, as they said, a self-ruled feudal state. And in exchange, Nilfgaard conquers everything. But at the very least, Nilfgaardian rule is better for the north than Redanian rule under Radovid. And with no more worlds to conquer, the Empire is finally going to be at peace, hopefully. Anyway, I do have other business to attend to, Wild Hunt and etc. And that will require me to go visit Avallac'h, it seems.
Greetings.
Greetings, Geralt.
But first,
What do you...
let's unload all of this crap I've been gathering. Merchants end up with a lot of money when I have them concentrate my runestones. Especially master blacksmiths, because they're the ones that can take it all the way up to level 3 runestones. And speaking of which, looks like there's one more thing I can make. Zoria. And Greater Zoria. Perfect.
So long.
Don't know what the hell was up with that. Yeah, bolts get kind of weird sometimes. Like when you equip special bolts, your crossbow just gets a little bit off. Anyway, where am I going? Okay, just off the signpost. And at this point, it's faster just to run. I believe at this point our business in Novigrad is concluded. So it's just a matter of getting everyone back to the islands.
Familiar. I ever wallop yet?
Could be.
All are present. You were the last to arrive. Might we set sail?
Anchors away.
Well, that settles the question of His Imperial Majesty's whereabouts.
Does he aim to conquer Skellige? But he knows. Those are my friends.
He wishes to grant you the Isles, with Sintra and the rest of the Empire.
There is an upside to all this. Is that so?
The Emperor will have to help us fight the Hunt. And we've just found Fringilla Vigo.
We must hurry and find the Sunstone. Seems we've plenty to do in Skellige after that.
Fringilla Vigo. We need her here.
Can you teleport me onto Amir's ship?
Not a chance. It's better shielded than the Emperor's alcove.
Though we could try to force our way through.
We need Fringilla in one piece.
Think they know we're here?
Emir's mages? Of course.
If the matter of Fringilla Vigo were resolved, they'd probably just send her over here in a skiff.
It's far from resolved. The Emperor pledged to ensure the Lodge's safety, but...
Fringilla's a pricklier matter. She's his subject. One officially sentenced to death for treason.
You'll need to learn what Emir has planned for her, once we've found a way to toss you over to the Imperial flagship.
I'll get on the Emperor's ship myself.
A plan to swim? With swords on your back? You'll get shot up like a sitting duck before you can say the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes.
Don't panic. He'll find a way. Make your approach by night. You'll stand a better chance then. And once you're on board, show His Imperial Majesty this letter. Hand it to him directly. We should remind him what he promised, and what he'll get in return.
At the moment, we don't even know what the Sunstone is.
It was created so the Mountain Elves could summon the vessels of the NL. Now it merely serves as a symbol of a lost opportunity to unite the two tribes. Truly? Can all of you be unfamiliar with the story of Gelban and Dillion of the White Fleet?
Tell us, please. I absolutely love elven legends.
Gelban was a sage of the Elder Elves. He fell in love with an Enshe elf, Dillion, yet she spurned him.
That was a jest on Geralt's part.
Too late. It won't hurt any of you to know this. On the day the White Fleet was to set sail, Gelban gave Dillion a gift. The Sunstone. He believed Dillion's heart would soften in time. Once her longing for him burgeoned, she was to use the Sunstone. Though worlds away, he would return for her.
Sounds promising. Let's just hope this sunstone proves more useful to us than it did to that elf woman.
What I want to know is if we'll be able to use the Sunstone.
You? No. Me? Naturally. With a touch of help from the sorceresses.
Of whom some are below deck vomiting, while others remain unreachable.
The Sunstone's in Skellige? How do we know that?
From legends. Elven ones. It lies where the White Fleet landed centuries ago.
Meaning anywhere on any one of the Isles. Splendid.
Ermion. I'll talk to him.
Know where he is?
I'll ask around the port. Croc's longships are moored there. I'm off.
Good luck.
Alright, sounds like we got plenty of business to attend to. And we are currently in port. So, might as well go talk to Croc, who's,
I thought you'd wish to see Croc. It's just that... What if I disappear again tomorrow? For good this time, like my mother did. I feel like I shouldn't see anyone who was wrong with me. At least not until we defeat the Wild Hounds.
We can always drop you back on the Isle of Mist.
Thanks a lot.
Got a minute?
Of course.
never had a chance to just talk to her before.
Once you'd left Yen and me on the Isle of Avalon, what happened to you? What did you do?
I traveled through time, space, different worlds. I saw houses of glass, ran with unicorns at the world's end. Even lived in an undersea kingdom for a time.
Freedom. Always had a taste for it.
I still do.
So why'd you return?
It was too much. I almost drowned in it. When everything is possible, it quickly becomes a lot less alluring.
Traveling between worlds. What's it like?
It's nice.
Difficult?
It was at first, but in time it became automatic, like riding a horse.
Bet a lot of mages would love to learn to do it.
I'm certain they would. But Avalok claims they've neither the knowledge nor talent. He spent 4 centuries learning to do it, yet can still only find and pass through pre-existing portals. I go wherever I please, whenever I please.
So, need your advice about Yennefer.
Very well. Ask away.
The thing is, I'd like to take her somewhere once it's over. Someplace picturesque, beautiful even, where we can rest. You've been almost everywhere. Also know Yen well. Any ideas? I was thinking Spala, or maybe Dol Blathanna.
The first roadside inn you pass. Take her there. Pay for a month in advance, carve "Do Not Disturb" into the room door, and shut it behind you.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Eridan's located you time and again. How's that work?
When I pass between worlds, I create a kind of shockwave. Anyone properly trained can sense it. That's how Avalok explains it, at any rate. He can do it too.
So you shouldn't actually ever use your power.
It's not like that. The impulse is stronger the longer my voyage. On short hops, the disturbance is practically imperceptible.
I should go.
All right. We'll talk later.
Geralt?
Thanks, Yen.
Yes, Geralt?
So,
Alright, nothing new from the two sorceresses.
Yes, Geralt?
Margarita any better?
I managed to accelerate tissue regeneration. She's feeling much better. In fact, we must bring Eredin here as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm afraid these sorceresses of yours will start fighting amongst themselves.
From the look of things, pretty soon Ciri won't need your help anymore.
Nor yours.
True. She'll do whatever she wants, and I'll support her. What about you? Ready to let her live her own life?
I shan't force her to do anything, if that's your question.
Charming world you and Elle have got. Could easily fall in love with the place. Tell me, how do you do it? Sit around playing flute, painting rutting unicorns and gorgeous landscapes, building ornately sculpted towers? And then you murder us, without batting an eye, without a hint of guilt. How?
Do you humans feel guilt when you murder Enshe elves? Or dwarves? Or dryads? We are the same. Simply because we both firmly believe others are inferior.
Tell me something more about Caranthir. Know him well?
Know him? I reared him.
Raised, don't you mean?
No, Geralt. I began shaping him long before he was born. For centuries, I brought together pairs of elves manifesting certain abilities, those able to manipulate time and space. He is the result of these efforts. Caranthir, a golden child. Golden child who grew up to be a criminal.
You imprisoned Ciri the first time you met her. Now you protect her while fighting against your own kind. Quite an about-face.
First of all, I did not imprison her. She found me. It was her destiny.
Yeah, sure. Get to the second of all. Why are you helping her?
Because she is a danger. A mortal one. You look at her and see a human, a ward, a daughter even. I look and see the Elder Blood. A power that can destroy the world. A power that must be kept from Eredin's power-addled hands at all costs. Admittedly, our motives differ. Yet in spite of that, we share a goal. So you would be wise to trust me. Or at least try.
So long.
First time we've had a chance to chat with Avallac'h, too.
Familiar. I ever wallop yet?
Turns out they spoke the truth about it.
But for the time being, what's this about?
Heard the house were biting yesterday.
Just people chatting. Anyway. So, as we've established, Croc is just sort of standing there on the lookout point.
Seen the plan?
But the Emperor's flagship is this direction. And I think it was only just at this point that I realized I had somehow switched the active quest. Right, let's head back to the lookout point. Gotta do the, infiltrate the Emperor's fleet at some point, but Croc is right here, so...
Sorceress, but I prefer my trusty axe.
Wolf, did you see? The black dogs in their rickety tubs. They bay at our gates, seek to strike fear in our hearts.
Saw 'em all. Where's Ermion?
Went to see Lugas. And on Crate on the throne remains a thorn in his ass. Now he's seen the Black Ones, it pricks him even harder. The druid's gone to reason with the dim-witted knob.
Think I'll join Ermion. Need to talk to him.
Go. And when you see that bloody twit Lugas, be sure and tell him... best not. The druid knows what to say. Farewell.
So, fun fact, historically speaking, the Celts and Gauls, which followed Druidism, Actually, in their case, one of the few things we know for a fact about Druidism and Druids is that they did exactly what Ermion is doing now. They played a sort of a role of intermediary to help keep the tribes peaceful and keep them from warring with one another, at least keep them from warring too much with one another. But I needed to fast travel either way, so I figure, why not this time go deal with the Emperor first? And like they said, I should do so at night, when it's nice and dark. And because it's harder to see me below the surface, I believe that instead of avoiding the lanterns and swimming a circuitous route in towards the center, what I would rather do is just dive underwater and stay there. Thanks to some killer whale. Yeah, try and track me now, you idiots. Alright, and here we are. This looks to be the right one. So let's just head up from beneath the keel here. Try and avoid any of the light spots. Come in on this side. Looks dark enough.
Hold! It's the Witcher! Emperor's orders! Stand down!
Alright, now I just need to figure a way up onto the deck here. Looks like there's a specific spot they want me to get to. And there certainly aren't any sort of interaction points anywhere else I'm seeing here. But as you can see, I'm rather stubborn. Based on what they shouted, it sounds like I don't have to avoid the lanterns anymore. Ah, of course, here we are. The anchor line.
Witcher, what a pleasant surprise.
Warm welcome. Thank you, Your Majesty.
We are at war, if you've not noticed.
I've noticed. Can see the smoke from burning huts miles away.
What do you want?
Fringilla Vigo. Been told you promised Yennefer you'd free her. I can see. I know you're a busy man. So here's a letter. Ought to refresh your memory about the Lodge.
Even Yennefer's humblest requests seem like threats. I've always liked that about her. Very well, so be it.
Truly prepared to forgive them? Amnesty in exchange for help?
I'm prepared to abide by the agreement I made with Yennefer.
Didn't answer my question.
Nor must I.
Time I was on my way.
At last, a point we agree on. Guards, bring me Fringilla Vigo. You may remove her Dimeritian shackles. No introductions are necessary from what I've heard.
Farewell. Fringilla, Been a while. The other sorceresses, they're on Ginvale near Ard-Skellig. We could take a boat.
I'm sick to death of boats.
And I despise teleports, but have it your way. Let's go.
Fringilla Vigo.
Philippa, a pleasure as always. Come now, we need none of that. Fringilla, we must speak.
Oh my.
Yes, Geralt?
You look good.
For a captive of Emir, is that what you mean?
Seems like he's shown you surprising leniency. No interrogations, no torture. Or did you just tell him everything he wanted to know?
If I'd told him everything, he'd hardly still need me alive, wouldn't you say? Anyway, we shan't speak of it. I and what concerns me have not been a concern of yours for some time now.
So long.
Well, what is it?
No need to thank me, Philippa. Always glad to save your ass. You're welcome.
You stood to gain. That is why you saved me.
Where's Saskia now? She managed to free herself of your spell?
I lost control of her when the war broke out. I've no notion where she is.
I know you used her, but couldn't escape the impression that you actually cared for her in some way.
Really?
Way back when, did you really send assassins after Dijkstra?
You believe I do not remember we were once lovers?
Maybe it's just me, but I think you'd consider that in itself to be reason enough. Actually, I've long wondered why you parted. Quarreled even.
You see, Geralt, there are those who keep politics separate from their private lives, and those who do not.
Which one was Dijkstra?
The more boring of the two.
Farewell.
So if you're wondering, Geralt and Fringilla spent some time in Toussaint as lovers during sort of a break during his quest. It was a whole thing, mostly in the last book of the series. Anyway, now that that's all dealt with, it's about time we hear about this warring feud between the clans. Which, of course, would not happen if the What's-His-Face were king instead. Which would happen by now, if we hadn't done anything. Oddly enough, he would still make a better king than Hjalmar. Like, despite everything, in that particular case, if you help Hjalmar, you make the situation worse. Alright, need to go up to the left here, looks like.
I'll not kneel before an Arncrite, never. That clear to you?
You prefer to aid the Black Ones?
I'd sooner aid the rights of bleeding Morhog than let Crack rule all Skellige.
And your men, what do they say? Will they follow you when the Jarls call you a traitor?
This here's my land, Druid. Watch your words.
Would you be king by Nilfgaard's grace?
That's your bark before you bite. Did Crack send you here for my head? Well then go ahead! Try to take it! Get him!
Not your lucky day.
It wouldn't have gone well if I had said the other thing either. As it is, Ermion just killed the hell out of that Jarl. Yeah, much like D&D, druids are magic. They follow a different tradition than the mages and sorcerers of the world. But magic they do have. Alright, doesn't look like he's got anything special on him. Too bad. But it also appears as if Ermion is continuing the fight. Fighting his way out of the Lugos hold.
Well, how long are you gonna make me wait?
And something tells me the fight's gonna keep coming. Do you know who you've crossed? And attacking right through the shield, too.
Come. We should not stay here.
Alright, looks like the fighting retreat is continuing here. Alright, this is the middle settlement. Anybody here going to attack us? I don't see any red dots.
Move. That's enough.
No, quite clear. Those are some soldiers and they let us pass through. Must not have heard what was going on up at the hold.
Well, Geralt, I see no row can occur in Skellige without your participation.
Mean and inaccurate, Ermion. Seems to me I've missed quite a few.
The blood of Crach's blood sits upon the throne, and that is your doing. I'm afraid you've ignited a small civil war.
For ages, men had shed each other's blood in the quest for Skellige's crown. Politics as usual, just a difference of degree. Yet the bloody feast at Caer Trolda was different. It was dishonorable, treacherous, needed investigation. More Witcher's work. Work that culminated with the crowning of the Isle's new queen.
So, Clan Drummond will attack sooner than we expected, it seems.
Thought Crach sent you to negotiate an agreement with Lugos.
Ha! An agreement? Only Crach believes such a thing possible at this stage.
Mean I didn't actually ruin things for you?
Not this time. Lugos' death stands to change a great deal. His cousin, who will now be named Jarl, is a weak commander. Stupid. This war will start soon, end even sooner. But why have you returned to Skellige?
How's Sarah's handling things?
Has the makings of an excellent queen, if she would only flee her father's shadow. Everyone, Lugos excepted, declared their support for her. Yet the minute the Imperial fleet appeared on the horizon, the Jarl took matters into his own hands.
And Hjalmar?
And the lads led 3 raids against the Imperial fleet, all against Crach's will, all failed. Yet he'll find volunteers for another.
Yeah, sounds like Hjalmar. Listen, Ermion, know anything about the Sunstone? Legends place it somewhere in Skellige.
The mask of Urberus first, now the Sunstone. Monsters may rest easy. You've become a treasure hunter. I've never found the Enshe elves interesting. But there's a skald, Eyvind. He could help you. Once told me of some inaccessible caverns or ruins or some such.
Where will I find him?
Today? In Arenbjorn, doubtless. You might also ask the Pearl Divers, Erling and Matthias Fishlung. Of late, they hunt near the tip of the bay, eastern end.
Fishlung? Interesting.
So they call him. Submerges for hours at a time. None know how he does it, but I've my suspicions.
Not too fond of him.
It's nothing personal. I couldn't stand his father or grandfather either.
Thanks for your help.
One thing, Geralt. These caves are ruins. Matthias and Erling's ancestors would have looted them bare centuries ago were they not protected by some magic barrier. Take a sorceress with you. You must have brought at least one along.
Whole gaggle this time.
Gods protect us.
Alright. Couldn't point us in the right direction, but he's got us a couple of leads. That should stand us in good stead. Alright, and yeah, a couple of spots just to head north here. Arenbjorn, and further north up towards the lighthouse, which luckily we've cleared out at this point. Both of the
winds howling.
Both of the wraiths afflicting it, and of the lighthouse keeper that was allowing ships to go crashing along the rocks. First things first, Arenbjorn is a little bit closer, so let's have a talk with that skald.
Grand those swords, but I prefer me trusty axe.
Hey, your cloak is kind of clipping.
Not now.
Watching for Nilfgaard's fleet.
Fleet? Oh, aye, they mentioned something. Nay, I've more important matters on my mind. By my calculations, today's the day Gevorg, the legendary white whale, will swim the waters of Skellige. Been waiting for this my whole life.
What's this whale about?
He's to appear when specters descend from the heavens into the waves. The serpent wakes the sea's wrath, and an icy monster devours an isle. Be the first bard to compose a ballad about him.
Legends don't happen to mention a curse of the Black Sun, do they?
Black Sun? What are you on about?
Never mind. Let's watch for Gevorg together, and you can tell me what you know about any elven ruins in Skellige. Heard of some cavern no one's been able to enter?
Good thing, too. Elsewise, they'd have plundered it long ago like all the others.
Oh, there he is.
Eyvind.
What?
Just wanted to assure you I only want to look around the cavern. It's research.
Research?
Writing a historical treatise on the Enshe elves, under Ermien's tutelage.
Ermien? Man never cared a whit about the elves of the mountains. I've seen through you, you conniver. Cut me to bits if you like, I'll never tell you about the cavern!
Alright, that was my bad. Kind of ruined his day in 2 separate ways. Whoops. And yeah, you notice I had enough time and hit the right thing. I wonder if I had said nothing, if he would have just ignored me and turned to look. But yeah, that second thing, I knew even as I was clicking it, it was wrong. He told me specifically he doesn't care about the elves. It just sounded more fancy than the alternative. But anyway, that's a failure, but it's one we can live through. We've got another person to ask. Just assuming I can get across all of these islands and through the water. Right. Anyway. Uh-oh. That was a big shadow. It's not one of the big things, but it is more dangerous than your average harpy. Oh, hello there. Didn't see you just standing there. Ah, damn it. My sword's glowing and it died. Just of the residual effect. Right, anyway, just gotta get across here. Looks like there's another monster up here. Oh, no. Just a bandit. Damn. Bandits don't get me sword charges.
Must be the Pearl Diver's boat.
Alright, and yep, sure enough. That's how he's able to stay underwater for several hours. He found a cave, and presumably there's an air pocket on the inside. Just a tiny bit of light around here, too.
Look, Erling, told you we wasn't done for the day. Didn't even have to fish this one out.
You daft. Can't you see he's a witcher?
What's a witcher doing here?
Run out of pearls?
Not your concern. What the sea gives, we take.
Seems she's a reluctant giver.
Aye, I could use a better knife. But a few hours and their fingers are swollen.
Risking a lot.
Why? That a threat or something?
Don't need to worry about me. But I heard calls underwater. Monsters must have sensed blood.
I don't hear nothing.
Ordinary folk never hear these things, till it's too late.
We best get out of here, Matthias.
Listen, heard you know a thing or two about elven ruins in Skellige.
Who says?
Ermion.
You'll not tell him what you saw today, will you?
Depends.
Elven ruins, you say? What you want to know?
Druid mentioned some cavern you've never been able to enter. Where is it?
East of Cairtrold. In a cove you can only reach from the sea.
We got nothing else for you, so if you're done, we'd rather get back up top.
I'm done. And good idea.
I mean, it's not like it was a lie or anything. Fought a whole bunch of monsters just to get over here. Oh. And here's some now. Alright. Looks like my sword reset, unfortunately. So I have to build up the charge from nothing. Ah, good. Got it. At least I got one new charge. Alright, and then back out the way we came. Out to dry land. Pearl Diver's boat is gone, naturally. And it's a ways to reach any of the signposts from here, so I think I'm just going to leave it with this shot of the island.